cars are filling the streets of Frankenmuth this morning as they get ready to kick off the 41st Annual Auto Festival. TV5's Lauren Piesco is there right now with a live look at people who are starting to arrive. Lauren, good morning.
Yes, Sierra, good morning. We are live in Frankenmuth, and the Frankenmuth Auto Fest kicks off today and goes through Sunday. I've got event coordinator Jill Zeggies with me. Good morning, Jill.
Hi, how are you doing today?
We are great. Happy to be here in the garage. Lots of classic, beautiful cars to look at.
Yes.
Give me a little background on the festival and how this nonprofit gives money back to the community.
Yeah, so it's a car show. It started in 1983. It's been a nonprofit since we started. It's grown, obviously, over the years. We had 83 cars in 83, and now we have over 2,500 cars that register each year. So it's really nice. You guys can all enjoy classic cars, but it also is something that give back to the community as well. All of the organizations around Frankenmuth, and not only Frankenmuth, but the surrounding areas as well.
Anything new people should expect this year?
So we have, this year we have AMFA cars. So it's really cool. They'll be swimming in the Cass River, which is a really cool feature. We have this Bavarian Cup, as you can see, inside the Harvey Kern Pavilion. We have a block party at night, and we have fireworks tomorrow. So we're really thankful.
I gotta go back to the AMFA cars you called it. Is that like a boat car, basically? How does that work?
Yeah, so the cars are, they're drivable on the road, and then they can go on a boat dock, and then they go swimming, is what they say. And they can swim on the Cass River, so they'll be swimming all weekend long.
That's incredible. Well, that's something I've never seen. Definitely something new to look forward to. Jill, thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to check in on one of our car owners here at the festival. We have Eric here. Good morning, Eric. Good. I'll just have you step a little bit closer. Tell me about your car right here.
So what we have here, most people would consider it a tribute vehicle, but I consider it a mobile educational resource to the Tuskegee Airmen.
Okay.
It's wrapped to emulate the Redtail P-51 Mustang fighter plane that the 332nd Fighter Group flew in World War II. On it, I honor a couple of fighter pilots. We call them Redtail pilots. On the passenger side here, Alexander Jefferson. Unfortunately, he passed away at 100 years old back in September of 22. Alex was knocked down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. On the driver's side, I honor Harry Stewart. Harry Stewart just turned 100 years old on the 4th of July. Harry got credit for knocking down 3 German planes, 3 FW-190s on April 1st of 1945. So on the left fender, the way the fighter pilots would show their successes is with a symbol of their enemy. So on the left fender, you'll see the 3 swastikas. A lot of people ask me, hey, what's up with those swastikas? And that's why.
Obviously, so much meaning behind this car here and so much personal meaning to you as well. How long have you been coming to the auto show here?
Actually, this is my second year. This is my second opportunity to come. I was meant to come last year and the year before that, COVID 2020, and last year I was on a cruise at this time. So,
well, Eric, what are you most looking forward to enjoying here at the festival this weekend?
Interaction with people. I'm a storyteller, and that's the reason why the car exists, is to continue to propagate the history and the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm a member of the Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. And we're considered torchbearers. We're not original Tuskegee Airmen, but we're torchbearers of that legacy. And this year I finally realized the car by itself is also a torchbearer. So continuing that legacy, telling that story is what I look forward to. So if people are here this weekend, come on to the pavilion and talk to me.
Yeah, learn a little history as well. So special. Well, Eric, thank you so much. It was nice to meet you this morning. Once again, the Frankenmuth Auto Fest runs now, starting at 9 a.m., goes through Sunday, so there's still plenty of time to come on out and check out these beautiful classic cars for yourself. But live in Frankenmuth, Lauren Piesco for TV5. Sierra, back to you. Car owners here at the festival. We have Eric here. Good morning, Eric.
How are you this morning?
Good. I'll just have you step a little bit closer. Tell me about your car right here.
So what we have here, most people would consider it a tribute vehicle, but I consider a mobile educational resource to the Tuskegee Airmen. It's wrapped to emulate the P-51 Mustang fighter plane that the 332nd Fighter Group flew in World War II. On it, I honor a couple of fighter pilots, Redtail pilots. On the passenger side here, Alexander Jefferson. Unfortunately, he passed away at 100 years old. Okay. Alexander Jefferson. I know one school he taught at was Patton Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was looking at some of the pictures. I'm trying to remember some names.
Yeah.
I remember different teachers and staff members.
And Walter Downs was the electronics teacher at CAS. I graduated from CAS in '83.
Did you really?
Yeah. And
well, how do you do?
I was in aerospace technology. Mr. Tolliver, I can't remember what his first name was. Well, his name was Tolliver, and he was a bomber pilot in World War II. And he used to tell us war stories in between teaching us aviation and weather and whatnot. But I never recall him telling us about Mr. Downs being a Tuskegee Airman. Maybe he did, and we wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but
probably the latter.
Yeah, because he threw a lot of erasers at us. But yeah, Alex.
Yeah.
Not that old.
You know, I had a friend that was in Korea and Vietnam, and I've had one that was in the Second World War, Korea and Vietnam. Now that's a rare person.
Oh yeah.
He's older.
Yeah, one of the guys that signed my car, Charles McGee, Tuskegee Airman. He's
yeah.
the regular flying the most.
We have one Tuskegee Airman that's in the area of March Air Force Base out in California.
Okay.
Yeah, I see him out there quite
Oh,
regularly.
wow. You know his
has
name?
a red hat. Huh?
You know his name offhand?
I don't know his
Okay.
name, but he's one of the few that are around here, you know.
Yeah, because there's 22 that are.
He's
that
getting
we know
old.
of.
He's 90-some years old.
Okay. Yeah. The guys I honor on this car, Harry Stewart on the driver's side, he just turned 100 on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And then Alexander Jefferson on this side, he was 100 when he passed away in September 22.
Yeah, they're all any World War II.
Oh yeah.
Has to be right up there.
Oh yeah, in that late 90s, going into the hundreds. I was out in Oshkosh with Alex back when he was 95, so that was around 2017. And after the first day of the air show, it was a lot of us. It was close to 15 of us, and we rented a house. So after the show, we stopped, got something to eat, and everybody wanted to stop at the convenience store to get some water and some pop and juice. And I went straight back to the beer cave, and he beat me back there, 95-year-old Alexander.
He was already there.
He got him a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep, I'll tell you what.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So that's the secret.
There's some of them.
That is like the bar report, or the not bar, but but the report that they wrote on Trump. But this work college study done in 1925, 63 pages. They researched the performance of African Americans from the Revolutionary War all the way forward, and they recognized success. They recognized the positive things that we've done, but the Mueller report. But Major General Eli decided to summarize this garbage from what the 63 pages told us. It's mentally inferior. We felt, influence the crowds like college, not good leaders. I mean, just a bunch of garbage.
You know, the inferior mentality.
Yeah.
I'd like to see somebody sit down with Dr. Tom Sowell and try to play that one. You know, he'll run rings around just about anybody. He's one of the smartest men in the country.
Oh yeah.
And it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I have a friend back home, member of my art club. He's about my age, black man. He's got dreads down the middle of his back. You know, devout Christian, great guy.
Yeah.
And so we joke around a lot. And so he has a balance problem. He has to walk with a cane because he gets these sudden dizzy spells. I don't know how many times I've caught him stopping or falling. And he basically blacks out. And he'll, I'll grab him and just hold him and wait for him to come out of it. And he'll come up and he'll look at me like, why are you holding me? You know, and then he realizes, oh, I had one of my spells, you know. But we joke around all the time. He's starting to have one of his spells. And I said, now see, right? I said, that's why your people are no good at sports. You have no balance. And he just laughed.
Well, still, you might be a mentality. I remember there was a car there, dark convertible. It's not a Mustang. Oh yeah.
That's my man in Ohio chapter.
Okay. And I'm here one thing was a Mustang. I'm just losing my mind, but I remembered the car and I knew I took pictures of it. So I went to the door. I wanted to find that photo.
Oh man, his name was my son, the black guy.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get together for the longest.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to get his car into the Air Force Museum.
Oh, okay.
And it was supposed to
right there. Yeah.
It was supposed to go in this year, but I guess I don't know. What is his name? For some reason I can't remember his name, but yeah. That's the only other real one that I know of that. Well, no, I take that back. My man Mike in New York has his Deuce Reporter that honors the P-47.
Okay.
The three of us, members of different chapters of Tuskegee Incorporated, have these tributes here.
Okay.
I was down in Montgomery, Alabama last weekend for the Redtail Classic, and a kid showed me a picture of a 2017-2018 Mustang that was wrapped like Charles McGee's kit. Lee Archer. It was Lee Archer's plane. Nice, beautiful custom wrap. I'm not quite sure who that guy is or what, or if he's a member of any chapter, but through the grapevines of Tuskegee Airmen and social media, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's just something that he did personally or what, but oh man, I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, he's had that car for a while.
Yeah, he spent a little time talking to him.
It shoots fire out there. I get to meet him in person. We talk on the phone. We talk on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate what you're doing, man. What you're doing here is part of the journey to bring us all together. So this history is important. I'm glad you're doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was Alex, because the field here in Roos Park is now named as Alexander Jefferson Field. He did. Yeah, September 20th.
I got a chance to meet him.
Okay.
Yeah, we built that discussion for him because he was in town here doing a speech type thing.
Okay.
We presented that to him.
Yeah, he that airfield out there now has a plaza and the statue of Alex. They just dedicated that maybe 2-3 months ago. So man,
That's a special group of people right there.
oh yeah.
Request them to cover.
We want those guys with those red tails. And even after they found out they were black, they were like, we don't care if they're red, blue, purple, or green.
Yeah,
So long as
it's all a big thing back there.
it's huge. Nice talking to you. Redtail P-51 Mustang that they flew. On this passenger side, I honor Alexander Jefferson. Alex knocked down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. Born and raised in Detroit, came back to Detroit. He had multiple degrees around science. He became a science teacher with Detroit Public Schools. He passed away in September of 22 at the age of 100. And then on the driver's side, I honor Harry Stewart. Harry just turned 100 on the 4th of July. Born in Newport News, Virginia, raised in Queens. He eventually became a vice president with DNR Pipeline in Southeast Michigan and retired. I think in the 80s, and stayed in the area. When you think of the term Tuskegee Airmen refers to close to 15,000 people that were part of a separate and segregated Army Air Corps. Every position you needed, you filled. There were only about 992 people trained as pilots. Out of the pilots, there were 355 that actually served in combat. 304 of that 355 either flew a Redtail P-47, which the 332nd had for less than a month, or the Redtail P-51s. Out of the close to 15,000, from the numbers that I've seen, I just came back from our Tuskegee Airmen Convention in D.C. a few weeks back. What they've got documented right now is that there's 22 known living Tuskegee Airmen. And out of that 22, 2 of them were combat pilots, Harry Stewart and a guy by the name of George Hardy. And George Hardy, I want to say he just turned 99 towards the beginning of the year. Harry turned 100 there the 4th of July. So all of them are late 90s and up. Late 90s and up. One of the guys that signed my hood in D.C., Enid Woody Woodhouse, I think he's 97, and one of the oldest that I know of, Hey Mickey, how you doing today? All right. Are these free? Those are $20. Oh, $20. Okay. We'll be back soon. So exactly, is that something that somebody would like put next to their car to give people an indication?
Save their spot when they go on.
When they go, okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Muskogee Rose Museum. That's what I'm talking about. He say he gonna get around. Oh damn. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. The term Tuskegee Airmen refers to close to 15,000 people that were part of a separate segregated Army Air Corps, since they wouldn't integrate. Every position you needed to fill, you filled. When you consider the term Redtail specifically refers to the combat pilots, 304 combat pilots that either flew a Redtail P-47 or a Redtail P-51 during combat. There were 930 pilots trained specifically for this Tuskegee experience. 355 served in combat, but only 304 actually flew one of those 2 Redtail planes. The tails of the planes were painted red for aerial identification from the bombardment. They needed to know what fighter group was escorting them. And they look out the window and visual recognition. They see those red tails, they know it's the 332nd Fighter Group. Before the bomber pilots even knew these guys were black, they were reflecting them. Yeah, that's how admirable and dedicated and disciplined their work was. And then even once they found out they were black, they don't care if they're red, blue, purple, or green.
Nor should they.
Nor should they. Now, the original museum there at Historic Fort Wayne is open by request, but you could go to their website, TuskegeeMuseum.org. there's a phone number there. The original museum still has artifacts in it, open by request, but they also, like I mentioned, they got a room, the Coleman A. Young room in the Charles H. Wright Museum that's available with admission to the Charles H. Wright. That has some artifacts in it also. Oh, you're so very welcome. No. Just somebody that I know. Harry Stewart just turned 100 years old on the 4th of July. He's original Tuskegee Airman. He was a combat pilot. April 1st of 45, got credit for knocking down 3 F-5190. I've known him and Alexander Jefferson since I joined the Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, which was 2003, 2004, sometime in that area.
I see the movie Redtail.
I didn't say you know, the one that's more accurate is Tuskegee Airmen in 95. The Redtail one was good to, it was available.
Yeah, about
and
every year.
Tuskegee Airmen for a lot more people. Yeah, it was probably good. Now, Alex, the one thing that he really dislikes about the movie is the alcoholic fight. He said that he has no idea why that was in the movie because there was nothing on advertising. And that Richard O'Day, the commander, they wouldn't allow that. But he said when you went overseas, they always talk about wine. They think they got over there, you can get a bucket of wine. After a while, you can get a bucket of women. And eventually, all they come near my guy.
I saw it once. And I saw it again. So I gave him more gas. He did the justice of the much self.
They did a lot of that. I'm
Why you jumped on it and going? That's one reason. He goes all the way up to 4 years.
And this, yeah.
By the time you get that, by the time you
And
get
there are voices out there that think history is there to make people feel bad. No, it's there to make people think. You know, of what happened in the past, and if you're not careful, what will happen to you in the future. And I think those that want to erase history or not, they're comfortable with some of the things that happened in the past, and they want them. So it is wrapped to emulate the Redtail P-51 Mustang fighter plane flown by the 332nd Fighter Group in World War II, or as most people know them as the Tuskegee Airmen. I honored 2 people on it that were combat pilots. On the driver's side is Harry Stewart, who just recently turned 100 years old on the 4th of July. He got credit for knocking down 3 FW-190s on April 1st of 45. One of 4 332nd pilots to knock down multiple planes on one mission, basically. Still living, of course, lives locally. And to your side is Alexander Jefferson, born and raised in Detroit, came back to Detroit, was an educator with Detroit Public Schools after the war. Knocked down on his 18th mission. At the end of the war, when Charles H. was liberated, had the Third Army. This is a picture of him standing out front. There's a video on YouTube, no audio, but the video shows him. I asked him, he can't remember what he was saying when they were interviewing him, but he says that after that interview, guys that were part of the liberating party were talking about the volleyball that he learned. So him and a couple of guys commandeered the Jeep, drove about 20 kilometers, and boom, they were standing right in front of Doc House. Doc House, yeah. Those,
names of all the people that helped build the car? Or?
no, those are signatures of original Tuskegee Airmen.
Really?
So when I joined the Detroit chapter in the mid-2000s, I want to say we had 20 to 25 original Tuskegee Airmen part of the chapter.
Really?
And all that I could get, I had them sign a white sheet of paper. I flipped their signature to a JPEG and integrated it into a certificate of appreciation that our chapter still gives away today. When I designed this rack, I knew this green space would be the space where I'll have other original Tuskegee Airmen sign. And I started with their signatures in the digits. So they're digitized as part of the rack. And since 2017, as I met more and more Tuskegee Airmen, I've had them sign the hood. My last three was in Ruffalo a couple of Fridays ago. I was on my way to D.C. for our latest national convention, Tuskegee Airmen 8th Convention. So on Friday on my way out, I got with Ruffalo, he's here locally, and there at the convention was Sheldon Ware and Woody Woodhouse. So I had them sign. When I was initially having people sign it, I was using a Shanti. And unfortunately with this being a rap, and some of them, just didn't touch down hard enough, a lot of the signatures faded away. But as you can see, some of them still stayed also at the same time. But I learned I needed to use a paint pen.
Okay.
So these three signed with a paint pen.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with this?
I got this car February 2017, got it wrapped June 2017 with the intent on doing parades with the chapter. And our chapter president gave me an invitation to a car show. Went to the car show, realized that not only can you learn about Tuskegee Airmen at air shows, with the right product, you can learn about them at car shows.
Right.
So since then, my original motto was rolling the Tuskegee Airmen into the American car culture. Since then, I've done close to 300 events. Autorama a couple of times. I've driven across Route 66, Tail of the Dragon. Car shows basically across the country that I can fit in my schedule. Just set up and let the vehicle speak for itself, or speak myself also. So it's been 7 years. How you doing today?
Was you in the military?
I was. I did 13 years in the Army Reserve.
Army Reserve?
Yeah.
I only did 3 years, and I was blown up all over the...
Oh, wow.
This is hard.
Oh, wow.
No refuge.
Oh.
20% of my right, I have to live with it. If I don't wear my hearing aids, that helps. But this one doesn't work, so
Wow.
vertebrae hernia kid. Let's not talk about the post-traumatic stress. They won't give you any counseling. Yeah. Cool. I appreciate
Now,
it.
what year did you say?
75, 78.
Okay.
They,
Yeah.
we have a Tuskegee Airmen monument right outside our town.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Oh, yeah. I've been there. I was there when they dedicated the memorial.
Oh, there you go.
And I just went through there with the Back to the Bricks tour for the Back to the Bricks. We did the promo tour, and our last stop was Port Carolina.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I've been there a couple of times. Got some good shots got some good pictures with the car and the monument. Yeah.
That monument was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, we never heard, and I get it, sort of, because the flyers were on training missions at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And who wants to broadcast that their flyers ran out of fuel or whatever they did?
Well, that particular plane, Frank Moody, they found Yeah, they found a number of planes, but the one that they tagged and they're pulling some parts up for salvage was Frank Moody. And what he was doing on his training mission, he was doing some low level gunnery.
Right.
And the P-39, they've got the machine guns on top of the cow of the plane.
I got it.
And they're supposed to be synchronized with the
With the
propeller.
prop.
And his wasn't.
But that just it wasn't because of something went off because they used chain. So a gear strip, whatever.
Something.
But whatever. My point is that they don't. Back then they didn't advertise.
No.
And don't take this wrong, but they said people were starting to say, well, they didn't advertise because they were black. No, they didn't advertise because it was a military malfunction. That's why they didn't advertise. Because they don't advertise any. They don't have to. Of their wrong. We walk down the all the time because we're family. I'm at the river all the time. We always see it. I was really amazed when I read it. I had to go online and read some more. I never heard of it.
Both of these guys were there. It was probably Alex. Alex was there. He was pretty wrapped up because he was cold. And then Harry was there.
We were there for the opening. I just can't remember who they were. But that's another one of my things, short-term memory. I don't have something long-term.
Okay.
Not that I have a brain anyway, but the memory sucks.
You were that hour, but it hurts.
Well, I like a joke. He usually takes the joke pretty well. So when people ask me, well, how'd you do that? I got tired of hearing certain people talk. I got tired of hearing certain people talk, so I had enough of it. Young man, it's been great.
Nice to see you.
I'm a mail carrier out of Port Huron, so that's how, I'm always my route goes right up along the river.
Okay. All right, you guys have a good one. How you guys doing today? So it's just 376, 305 horses, drives pretty nice. But the vehicles that emulate the Redtail P-51 Mustang fighter plane flown by the 332nd in World War II. Most people recognize them as Tuskegee Airmen. The term Tuskegee Airmen refers to about 15,000 people that were part of a separate segregated Army Air Force. Okay, all right. Thank you, appreciate it. On it, I honor a couple of fighter pilots that I knew. On the driver's side is Harry Stewart, who on April 1st of 45 got credit for knocking out 3 F-190s. Why you see the 3 swastikas on that left fender. Harry just turned 100 on the 4th of July. Yep, and living locally. On the passenger side, I honor Alexander Jefferson, who was 100 years old when he passed away in September 22. Knocked down on his 18th mission during the balance of the war as a POW. Born and raised in Detroit, came back to Detroit. Eventually became a science teacher with Detroit Public Schools. The whole Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated organization basically was born in the basement of the South Hole on the east side of Detroit. The guys used to get together, sit around and reminisce and drink up on his booze. They decided to start an organization basically to inspire youth to get into aviation. And it expanded over the decades to having chapters in every state in the country. I towed it, I trailered it one time to Orlando for our national convention in 2017. Since then, I've been driving it. Tail of the Dragon, Route 66. If there's some interesting roadway between where I'm starting and where I'm going, I'm driving it. I just came back last weekend from Montgomery, Alabama, Redtail Classic. Weekend before that was our national convention in D.C., so last 2 weekends it's been on the road.
What's the driver left of the
There are, and this is something that I just recently learned at our convention, there's 22 known living Tuskegee Airmen that we have documented. But Tuskegee Airmen, the 15,000 is everybody that was part of it. There were only 930 pilots specifically trained for the Tuskegee experience. 355 served in combat, 304 either flew a Redtail 47 or a Redtail 51. There are only 2 combat pilots still living. Harry Stewart is one, and the other one is a guy by the name of George Hardy. George just recently turned 99 earlier this year, and then Harry at 100. There's other pilots that are still living, but they didn't fly in combat in World War II. One guy signed the hood over here, Daniel Keel. He is what they call triple rated. He was with the 477. He was a navigator, bombardier, and a pilot. And then another guy, James Harvey. And James Harvey is on the master cylinder cover there. 1949, there was a gunnery meet out in Las Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base. The 332nd Fighter Group was still a segregated unit at that time. This was May of '49. Conventional class, there were 7 fighter groups. Jet class, there were 5. And they had 10 days of aerial competition. Once the dust was settled, after those 10 days, the highest scoring unit out of everybody was that still segregated 332nd Fighter Group. So, out of the 3 primary pilots that participated, James Harvey and Harry Stewart are 2 that are still living. They were somewhere years ago, and somebody just hollered, "Hey, you guys are the first time gun." So that's what they kind of bill themselves as now, the first time gun, although that competition has absolutely nothing to do with the Navy's competition. But, yeah, you know, the perception before the war was that African Americans couldn't operate complex machinery, and after the war, the minds changed, and especially when they had that competition in '49, the minds changed. The 3rd primary pilot, Alva Temple, he would have been the highest scoring pilot, with the exception that, of course, still 1949, bigotry still out there. They didn't want him to be the top scoring pilot. There was a competition going on with one of the other fighter groups, and their pilot had mechanical issues. And the rule stated, you got mechanical issues, that's it, you're done. They let him come back. They fixed the plane. Not only did they fix the plane, but they loaded him back up with more ammo. And that's the only way that guy won that individual competition. But they couldn't take away the overall fruit score. So, thank you. I consider it a mobile educational resource. So I could walk away, let it speak for itself, but at the same time, it's fun to drive. I mean, you have a Mustang, so you know. Thank you, appreciate it. Alrighty, you guys enjoy. Alrighty. How are you today? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sugar. You wonder what's up with those swastikas?
I know they are. Flew F-15s in the Air Force.
Okay, all right.
Never got to paint anything on the side of mine.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of history.
Oh yeah. How long were you in? You retired?
I was active duty for 8 and reserve right now. I'm inactive.
Oh, you still are?
For retirement. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know those times.
Yeah.
Don't get a chance to think of them.
No.
Very cool. Yeah, appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
history.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one. How you guys doing today? You guys know much about Tuskegee Airmen? Tuskegee Airmen? You familiar with that? World War II. Military was segregated. And what did that blacks and whites fight together? Okay, so there was a lot of pressure from the black media so that African Americans into the Army Air Corps. The War Department decided, okay, let's waste taxpayer money and let's create a whole separate segregated Army Air Corps and experiment and see what happens. So Tuskegee Airmen were born. They trained in Tuskegee, Alabama, Tuskegee Army Airfield. Army Air Corps of close to 15,000 people. There were 930 people trained as pilots, and 355 served in combat. The sheltered in planes were painted red because the mission was escorting bombers. And the bomber pilots had to look out the window and see what fighter group was escorting them, and the identification was the color of the tail. So if they see those red tails, they knew it was the 332nd Fighter Group. So that's where the name Red was. And based on the dedicated and disciplined work that they did escorting bombers, they got the nickname of Redtail, Redtail Angels. The bomber pilots actually were requesting these guys before they even found out they were black. And then after they found out they were black, they said, we don't care if they're red, blue, purple, or green, so long as they're serving the purpose and make sure we get home. So they didn't care what color they were, as long as they were doing their job. And they were dedicated to discipline in doing their job. Society, at that time, didn't think black folks were capable of doing much anything except being the job, let alone flying complex airplanes. And the success of what these guys did, along with other segregated units during World War II, inspired Harry Truman to desegregate the military. So, things that they did were kind of the beginning of civil rights. A lot of the guys that were involved in the 47 and 7, they actually got involved in the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s. Because the 47 and 7, where they were stationed as officers, they paid automatically out of their paycheck for admission to the officer club. But they were denied admission to the officer club because they were black, and the base family wanted to be segregated. And they protested, to be admitted into the officer club. There was a number of things that happened, unfortunately. People were arrested in court martials, but they fought the fight for equality. And a lot of those guys, specifically in the 477, became heavily involved in the civil rights. How you guys doing today? All right. So yeah, the vehicle is wrapped to emulate the Redtail P-51 Mustang that the 332nd flew in World War II. On it, I'm honoring Alexander Jefferson on this side, knocked down on his 18th Amendment, served the balance of the war as POW. On the other side, Harry Stewart.
Oh yeah, the black prisoner of war.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you this story. He went from Stalag 3, Look 3 to Stalag Look 7A. And I want to say it was when he reported 7A, he's standing out there, and he said there was these big country boys standing there. You can tell they were from the South. And they were looking at him. They said, yeah, we'll take this right here. And he was just hallucinating. And he was wondering what was going on. They slept forward to a room. Come to find out, the room that they were in was the room where all of the intelligence was, where the escape plan was going down. And the reason they trusted him, they knew he wasn't a German spy, being black. Being black, they knew he wasn't a German spy. But he said they pretty much welcomed him with open arms. He said during that time he was a POW. Well, they needed to see the Germans much, but for the most part, everybody treated him like a citizen, an officer and a gentleman. So, you know, he had no problems there within the POW camp, and his officers, they didn't work. They didn't do anything. So it was the enlisted that the Germans made do things that were prisoners. But he didn't experience anything until he came home. And the ship pulled up into the dock of New York. Now, the segregated units of World War II, they were there on a mission of what they call Double V campaign, Double Victory campaign, victory of fascism overseas and racism at home. Pittsburgh Courier in 1942 put together this campaign. So that's what they were hoping and intending was from their performances and their contributions defeating racism at home. It didn't work. Alex said when they pulled up in that port, at the bottom of the gangplank, there was a little white soldier that said, white to the right and nigger to the left. And at that point in time, he realized he was back on. So Harry, that I had on that side, he applied with TWA. As a commercial airline pilot. Really? Went in, application in hand, gave it to my man, talked to him. He had an umbrella with him. When he left to leave the office, he forgot his umbrella. You remember, as soon as he closed the door, opened the door back up immediately to grab his umbrella, dude was throwing his application in the garbage. So, you know, the mechanics, the pilots, you know, everybody that trained for something, because Tuskegee Airmen was a whole separate segregated Army Air Corps of close to 15,000 people, every position you needed.
Initially, when they were training them, they gave them the old biplanes. They wouldn't give them anything more to fly.
Yeah, that's what they started in the 17s and the 19s, their primary training. But they eventually went to basic training in the BT-13s and started their military training in the AC-6s. But yeah, when they went overseas, when the 99th went overseas, they had hand-me-down P-4s. They succeeded eventually in those hand-me-downs. 332nd went overseas in P-39s, in which they learned to fly at Delta. So I can't remember how long they had those, but then once their mission became bomber escorting, they moved to the 47s, of course, which had the Redtail, but they had those less than a month because there was no range on the 47s. And they moved into the 51s, and that's what they finished the war with, the 51s.
The escort, initially the white escort would get to France and they'd turn around and go back. They wouldn't escort them on. And Redtail said, we're going to follow back.
Because
they had the range too,
but they were more disciplined. They were more disciplined. We were losing hundreds of bombers a day because of weak escorting. but yeah, they were disciplined to stay with the bombers. When they became part of the 15th Air Force, 15th Air Force had an edict that their fighter groups were supposed to stay with the bombers. Unfortunately, the other fighter groups and the pilots were more concerned about glory. You know, like my man said in the movie, glory seeking. They were interested in shooting German planes down. So
that's what the bombers.
Yeah. So what the Germans would do was, you know, they'll flash a few planes, wait for you to come chase them off, and more will come in and take out the bombers. You know, and these guys weren't balling with it. They stayed right there with the bombers, and they learned that from Benjamin O. Davis, the man who spent time at West Point. Nobody would talk to him outside the line of duty, so he had to learn a lot of self-discipline. And that self-discipline, you know, as a leader of anything, typically your organization is going to have your personality. And that's what happened. It's that first Mighty Mike, he adopted that self-discipline that he had, and then 332nd as a whole. At one point in time, the 477th, they never went overseas. They were supposed to go to the Pacific and serve, but they had racial strife issues of their own. And when the 332nd came home down at, what's the name of the base? It's on the tip of my tongue, down in Ohio. They actually merged the 477th and the 332nd as a composite group. Benjamin O was the commander of that, but you know, the instilling of that discipline in those guys is what he was definitely known for. Pilots that I talked to, they say he was strict and he was firm, but he was strict. Yep.
Well, you gotta be.
Yeah. Harry and James Harvey, who's still living, they were part of the team of 3. 22 known living that we know of. We just had our convention a couple of weeks ago in D.C., and they showed a slide where they listed 22 that are known. We've got, and out of that 15,000, and then 2 of those 22 are combat pilots. Pilots that served in combat. One of them is Harry, and the other one is a guy named Jordan Hardy. Yeah, so they're far in QBP, basically. Yeah.
People gotta remember their history.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why we exist. Detroit Redtail, we're a non-profit. I'm a member of the Detroit chapter. I haven't been out at Selfridge in a few years. No, I'm not Nation.
Oh, no, but I said the organization.
No. Detroit Redtail is a one-man nonprofit based out of my house. But I'm also a member of the Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. That's a national organization. But the Detroit chapter, we do our meetings out of the I got this car in 2017, and initially was going to be unique vehicles so we could use it for parades, because we always been doing parades. Second thing was I wanted to honor both Harry and Alex while they were living. I can't afford an actual P-51. Next best thing is that's true. Now let's Jack Ross. Next best thing is a Mustang and emulate your planes and honor you that way and continue to tell your stories. And then I went to a car show and a lot of attention, won an award, and realized, we were so used to the Tuskegee Airmen story being told in airport with a P-51 sitting behind one of the originals. Yeah, you tell that same story in Southport. And easier access, fun drive to get there. And
make people aware.
Yes. You know, so how you doing today? So yes, since 2017, I've done at least probably close to 300 huh? Autorama a couple of times. I've driven it across Route 66. So I consider a mobile educational resource, but besides the fact that it's a learning talent, yeah, it's fun to drive. Just came back from Montgomery, Alabama last weekend, DC the weekend before that. This may or may not be my last event this year, I don't know. But, yeah. All righty then. Nice talk. All righty. Nice to meet you guys. Eric Palmer. Yeah. And just Google. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
People forget the history and don't pay attention to it.
Tip jar. How you doing? Yeah, oh yeah. Warm things up.
And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Now I'm no longer without a dream in my heart, without a love. Dang dang dang, ring a dong ding boom boom. Dang dang dang, ring a dong ding boom boom. dang a dang dang, a ring a dong ding. I always forget the last word. Oh, that's right. All right. 100. This song has been up there more than any other song by different groups. So it's up there like 14 or 15 times in the Billboard Top 100. We hope you enjoy the song.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, thank you. How you doing?
All right, all right. Are you guys familiar with the Tuskegee Airmen? So, in World War II, I mean, you guys look fairly young. Let's see, 19, 18, 17, 16. Am I right?
That's the only one guy. 21, 19, 17, 18, 16.
So yeah, I'm quite sure they didn't teach you guys about the Tuskegee Airmen in high school, but in World War II, military was secondary. They wouldn't let blacks and whites fight together. There was a lot of pressure from the black press to allow African Americans into the Army Air Force. That's why society didn't think that we had the mental capacity to fight complicated airplanes. So the Department of the Army decided to experiment and see what happened. So they came up with the 99th Pursuit Squadron was the first one that came up. They flew P-40s, but they trained the guys. They required them for the Army Air Corps or everybody other than African Americans. You could just be a high school graduate. They required these guys to be college graduates. Trained them on down in Tuskegee. Longer they were training in the South because of the racism going on in the South. They thought that was racism. Unfortunately, Tuskegee Institute was in the South, so they had somewhere to socialize. Once they were trained the first time, they really had nowhere to send them because there were no segregated fighter groups. They had to go to a fighter group. So they trained them again. Second mistake. After that second time, they decided, well, let's send them overseas. Let's attach them to some fighter troop that don't want them, which was actually the 324th. The commander of the 324th fighter group, he didn't want them, so he would send them out to missions where there was absolutely nothing to do. Report back to the States and the guys don't know what they're doing, the whole 9 yards. The commander at the time was down in Benjamin O. Davis. Benjamin O. Davis was playing on Mozart, and that went back and forth. And I'll tell you about why that is. While the 99th was still dealing with the 324, Benjamin O. was called home to the Senate Committee to answer about what's going on with his P-40 unit. Is it true what they say that blacks don't know what they're doing?
All right, thank you.
He challenged them. He told them his P-40 unit was doing just as good as everybody else. The Senate Committee, as they do, government. Took a month. They take time, waste people's time and money. They took a month to investigate to find out if that was true. In the meantime, he was made the commander of the 332nd Fighter Group. Customized in anything else?
I'm not entirely sure. The first guy who owned it completely gutted it and built it for drag racing in Texas. And he did that for 15 years in it.
Oh, wow.
And then the 2 people who had it for Formula owned it for 6 months. It supposedly makes 535 horsepower.
Okay.
Currently, but he had it because I got in touch with him. He was making 1,200 out of it. It's a really nice car, which is, it bums me out how much it doesn't want to work.
Yeah. All right, how you doing?
only 15,000 people from the Navy have completed Navy SEAL training since World War II.
Go, come on down.
Greetings to the Lord. My name is Eric Paul. I served in the Army Reserves from 86 when I got commissioned until 2000. I separated as a captain. Thank you. I am the president of an organization called Detroit Redtail, which vehicle that's sitting here in the winter circle is the centerpiece of Detroit Redtail. It is a mobile educational resource, not a tribute vehicle, a mobile educational resource to the Tuskegee Airmen. The term Tuskegee Airmen refers to close to 15,000 people that were part of a separate segregated Army Air Corps. Every position you needed to fill, you filled. There were only 992 pilots trained, with 355 serving in combat. The term Redtail comes from those combat pilots who flew either a Redtail P-47 or a Redtail P-51. The tails were painted red, for those that aren't familiar, for aerial identification. Their main mission was escorting bombers. The bombers began to look out the window and see what fighters were flying, and if they see Redtails or those plane dusters protecting them, they knew it was 332nd. Currently, there are 22 known living Tuskegee Airmen and 2 known living combat pilots, and one of them lives in Michigan, named Harry Stewart, and he is honored on the driver's side of the vehicle. On April 1st of 1945, Harry got credit for knocking down 3 F-7190, which is the reason why you see 3 swastikas on his left fender. Harry is only one of 4 from the 332nd Fighter Group that shot down multiple planes in one day. It was not an easy feat. Well, the thought of losing farmers, unfortunately, in the 50s, the Pittsburgh Courier wrote an article and they mentioned that the 332nd was the only fighter group that did not lose any bombers during the war. Since then, Alexander Jefferson, who I actually honor on the passenger side of the vehicle, along with Bill Hollis, 2 combat pilots, and Daniel Hallman, who was an Air Force historian, they actually pooled all of the escort records, and they did find that there were 27 bombers who were escorted by the 332nd that did not return. But, on average, they found that all of the other fighter squadrons, on average, there were 47 bombers that did not return. So, in reality, yes, the coming back was 27 with the 332nd, but then also, to top that off, the bomber pilots were actually requesting the 332nd. Even before they knew they were black, and even after they found out they were black, the farmer pilots were requesting the 332nd because they knew the 332nd was disciplined and they would stay with the farmers instead of going off, as they call it, glory seeking. And their chance of getting back home was a lot greater if they were escorted by the 332nd. And then on top of that, the segregated units of World War II were actually fighting two battles. What they call the Pittsburgh Courier created a campaign called the Double Victory Campaign. Victory over fascism overseas and victory over racism here at home. Unfortunately, they did not win the victory of racism here at home because even though they served admirably when they came home, Alexander Jefferson specifically found out himself that things had not changed. He was not counted on his 18th men to serve Dallas Wars and POW when he came home on the ship in the docks of New York at Colorado again, like you tell the story. And there was white soldiers there that said white should have brought Negroes to the home. So that segregation was still there. Unfortunately, their stories also soldiers who were lynched in their uniforms. So unfortunately, that battle is still being fought. We're not further along than we were. But one thing about the 332nd, 761st Tank Battalion were the original Black Panthers, 92nd Infantry, and other segregated units during the time. All of them performed admirably. And because of their admirable performance, President Truman was highly inspired to execute Executive Order 9981, which started the desegregation of the military.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here. And we're proud of not here to explain to us some of the trials and errors and things people go through. But the country's patriotic and we're going to stay around. So, all right, thank you. Okay, Reverend, you come up. Reverend Michael Casey provided us some praying for the little prayer for all of us. Thank you. Let's take our hats off. Let's honor the Lord Jesus Christ. Heavenly Father, we pray you for this great time and the wonderful day you've given us. Thank you for warming it up to us today. We just ask your blessing upon every person that's here today. Keep them safe on the road on the way home. But Lord, I especially pray for the veterans and for the active members of our military. Lord, for what they've done, they've given their lives for us. And I pray, Lord, please keep them safe, keep them in your hands. And we just pray, Lord, for a blessed day here today to continue. We pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rick. Okay, if I have an American flag out here, if you're a veteran, please join me in the circle of honor as we honor our country's devotion of all our veterans here in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Don't be fast, but remember, it's not, you want to be proud that you're a veteran and the picture, every reason that you're a picture of a veteran, because without you, this country is not what it is. So, we honor you everywhere we go. God bless the USA. team. Thank you, veterans. So that's three of those cars sitting right there. This thing's going to take on the road. Hey, I want to thank everybody again for coming out to Frankenmuth at Auto Fest again this year. It's really all of you guys that make this all possible. Those of you that are grabbing those cars from, I don't know where you get them from.
I don't know if I'll buy the car.
And certainly they're absolutely selling the showpieces that are all over this park. We share them with everybody here, and we want to thank each and every one of you for being part of Frankenmuth Auto Fest. Again, 41 years. This is 41 years now. Unbelievable. Yeah. Penny's over here. What they were looking at today, Penny's going, yeah, that's unbelievable. I was a kid when this started. Alright. We got some beautiful thank you to the cookie here as well. We appreciate you all the time. Hey, the park right on, they love it. Overall. There's lots of awesome people there. Thank you for bringing that out and representing. We love it. Husky Airman, Memorial Wheels. I want to see the wings fly out. I want to see the wings fall on this and you did it. How much you run? Beautiful. So we'll send around through. We got a lot of cards that we want to acknowledge. And they're coming through. Hopefully we can do them all in the right order. I was scrambling a little bit. We got my papers.
Hold on. Did you say you're on your way? Why now? When you just went MIA. Message received. Oh, now you want me back. I know the procedure. Trying to come to my place. Turn around. It's so far away. Too far gone. Can't handle what I am now. You a fan now, and I'm not what I was.
Alright, have a good one.
So tell me, are you down now? 'Cause I'm up now. So let's lay through the day. Dare to forget that you used to treat me just like anyone. Truth or dare, is it true you care? Now that you can see the love from everyone. Tell me, now you care. Truth or dare, are you playing? Truth or dare, tell me, now you care. Truth or dare, are you playing? Truth or would you still want me if I didn't have it all? You could have had it with me, but instead you gave it up. Tell me, when is it gonna get through to you? Everybody needs somebody, but I can't be your fool. When they ask you questions about me, tell them how we could have gone places, but you were too impatient. Can't handle what I am now. You a fan now, and I'm not what I was. So tell me, are you down now? 'Cause I'm up now. So let's lay through the day. Dare to forget that you used to treat me just like anyone. Truth or dare, is it true you care? Now that you can see the love from everyone. Tell me, now you care. Truth or dare, are you playing? Truth or dare, tell me, now you care. Truth or dare, are you playing? Truth or dare, tell me.
For he goes higher, supernatural.
my confidence. My cocaine, my heart desire, give me happiness. I know desire, cause you give me desire, for the timeless. You're my true lover, my mommy water, give me happiness. Oh yeah, the pantas, 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 the pantas. Holy Ghost fire, supernatural, was my confidence. My cocaine, my heart desire, give me happiness. I know desire, cause you give me desire, for the happiness. You're my true lover, my mommy water, give me happiness. Eight times on the shuffle, my nigga, stop drinking, babe. Take a lot and they hit me for leaving. It's like the indica, it is sativa. Anytime that I smoke, this girl's been looking like white materials. Is it this or that? If I seek, I find. How I feel inside, I will let you know. I am super high, I can feel my eyes. They say love is blind, but I can't see you. Oh yeah, the pantas, 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 the pantas. Holy Ghost fire, supernatural, was my confidence. My cocaine, my heart desire, give me happiness. I know desire, cause you give me desire, for the timeless. You're my true lover, my